The secretary, Miss Rosie, types calmly. The report was already a day late, and Dr. Pat frowns at the delays. Ifenka storms in, but Miss Rosie calmly, without looking up, says, "Dr. Pat is unavailable today." "What?" Ifenka yells. "Yes, absence is part of presence. He is unavailable." Ifenka slams palm on desk, voice rising. "I came here to be heard, not dismissed with riddles. Do you think my time is worthless?" The secretary looks up, expression unreadable. Time bends. Waiting is also therapy. Ifenka steps back, fists trembling, eyes narrowing. "You mock me with poetry while I rot inside. Even gatekeepers are confusing." He storms out, door banging shut. Miss Rosie murmurs softly, "Storms always return to the shore." In the evening about 4:20 p.m., Ifenka returns, and this time he would not take a no for an answer. Dr. Pat sat behind the desk, books stacked high. There was a faint smell of ink. Ifenka sits, crossed his legs, words spilling fast, hands gesturing wildly. He says, "Ada says ropes can save me. Ngozi says shadows chase me. Your secretary says waiting is therapy. Which is it, doctor? Which voice do I obey?" Dr. Pat leans forward, brows furrowed, pen hovering. "Slow down. One thread at a time. You're weaving knots I cannot untangle." Ifenka laughs bitterly, tapping chest. "Knots are all I have. My heart is a tangled rope, my mind a broken compass." Dr. Pat sighs, sets pen down, voice firm. "You've given me a puzzle, not a story. Let's pause here. Next time, we'll find the beginning." Silence hangs heavy. Ifenka stares at the floor, lips pressed tight. Dr. Pat rises, signaling the end of the session. But Ifenka refuses to budge. After a momentary silence, Ifenka, "Ropes, shadows, clocks. Everyone wants me tethered to something. But I'm like a storm. I am the storm. I slept 2 hours and planned a training for my staff. I drafted a manifesto. I called my father at 3 a.m. He said I sounded electric. Electric is good, right? It means I'm alive." Dr. Pat interrupted. "One thread. Choose one." Ifenka replies, "Ada's thread. She says ropes can save me. She means routines, I think. Wake, water, walk, but ropes burn. Ngozi says shadows chase me. What if she's right? I feel them on the walls, longer when the lights cut. Your secretary says waiting is therapy, and I want to scream. Waiting feels like drowning in syrup." Dr. Pat interrupts again. "What happens when you try Ada's ropes?" Ifenka became pensive. "For 3 days, I was a metronome. Wake, water, walk. Tick, tick, tick. I smiled at strangers. I bought oranges. I peeled them like tiny suns. Then the ceiling fell into my chest and the metronome snapped. I was a comet, doctor. I didn't walk, I flew. Words didn't spill, they exploded. I could taste ideas like salt." Dr. Pat inquired, "And the shadows?" Ifenka heaved a big sigh. "They love me most when I'm brightest. That's the trick. When I shine, they multiply like jealous cousins. Ngozi says, they chase you because you won't turn around. But when I turn, they wear my face. How do you tell your face to stop following you?" Dr. Pat inquired. "You said electric. How does electric feel in your body?" Ifenka stared at him for like eternity, then he blurted out. "Like 12 radios tuned to different stations, all playing songs I wrote but never finished. My knees tremble, but I swear I could run to Anicha and back. I called Chike, told him we should start a school, free school, for everyone. He said, sleep first." "Sleep first?" Sleep is a thief, Doctor. It steals the party. Dr. Pat calmly checks with him. And when the party ends, Ifenka clenched his fists and almost inaudibly said, "The floor is cold. My bones learn a new language. Heavy. I take the oranges and they taste like chalk. Ada's ropes look soft again, but I don't trust them. They promise to hold me and I don't know if I want to be held." Dr. Pat leans forward. Which voice feels kindest to you right now? Ifenka nods vigorously before responding. Kindest? None of them. Honest? Maybe Ada. Practical. Annoying, but warm. Ngozi is a poet. She makes my fear beautiful. Your secretary. She sits behind glass and stamps time like passports. Waiting is therapy. Maybe for people whose storms have umbrellas. Dr. Pat leaned forward again, tapping the pen on the table. If you imagine the storm with you in the center, what name do you give it? Ifenka smiled. I will call it Ifenka. My name means nothing is greater than this one. Arrogant, right? Or protective. Maybe the storm knows my name better than I do. Maybe it's writing me letters, and I keep reading them out of order. Dr. Pat gently smiled. What would the first letter say? Rest, replied Ifenka. Or maybe hate it, but there it is. Rest before revolution. Drink water before prophecy. Eat before epiphany. Stupid letter, sensible letter. And the second? Dr. Pat inquired. Ifenka sighed heavily. Call Chike back and apologize for the school at 3 a.m. Tell Ada I might try the ropes, but only if they're silk. Tell Ngozi the shadows can sit. They don't have to chase. I'll give them oranges. They'll hate the chalk taste too. Dr. Pat hesitated, then said, Say it the way you'd say it to yourself tonight. Ifenka stared at him for a while, then he blurted out, Ifenka, you're a storm. Storms break and gather and break again. You don't owe anyone constant sunshine. You owe yourself a roof and a glass of water, and maybe a small rope tied to a morning. Dr. Pat raised a hand to signal stop. One thread. Which one do you choose now? Ifenka replied, the smallest rope, just one knot. Wake, water, walk. I'll let the storm watch. If it behaves, I'll buy more oranges. If it doesn't, I'll sit and breathe and write a better letter. Dr. Pat motioned to him to stop. We'll read that letter together next time. Ifenka was shocked he was not ready to leave yet. Then he relaxed more and said, Next time. Not waiting as therapy. Waiting as an appointment. I can do that, I think. I think I can do that. Dr. Pat smiled as he observed him. Good. One thread at a time. Ifenka nodded in agreement. One thread, not a net, not a noose. A thread. I can hold that.